Welcome, reporting to you live from Zoom. You are listening to Chais and Chisme, a podcast brought to you from the world of Feriela.
I'm Jennifer, aka Fed, reporting live from the Pink Palace.
And I'm Daniela, aka Ella, reporting to you live from the Sirena Oasis. For us, happy Friday. For y'all, happy Thursday. Happy Talk About It Thursday. Very excited. This podcast specifically is being released the day before. Is this the day before my birthday? No, this is a week before my birthday. Yes. Okay. So officially in this podcast, see, we're recording this in January, just a week ahead of time. In this podcast, when it's released, we have reached my birth month. We have reached Daniela's favorite topics. This is the first one of Daniela's favorite topics. I have a lot of favorite topics. We're not getting to all of them. So we're just getting to the ones that I've been like dying to do, I suppose, in the background or redo. So I'm really, really excited. When you guys see this, there will be 1 week and 1 day until my birthday. My birthday's on February 12th. I'm going to be 27. I'm excited. You will not hear the end of that because yes, you bitch is counting down. She's always counting down. And next podcast you guys see, no, actually, yes, I believe the next podcast you guys see, I'm going to have different hair. Different hair because I always change my hair for my birth month. So right at the beginning of the month, I make sure that my hair is a different color. So I'm not going to tell you guys what that color is. You guys are just going to have to come back and see what's going on with my hair. I'm really, really excited. Also, I'm going to quickly address the elephant in the room. Yeah, we have like the same hairstyle today. We didn't plan it, and we're also hella masculine fit today.
Yes, we didn't. Yes, we have our little ponytails. This is like a signature hairstyle I do whenever my hair looks like shit. So my hair looked like shit today, and that's why I was like, ponytails time.
Actually,
and
same.
yes, yeah, right. Like,
you turned me onto that.
Hey, yeah. So we didn't mean to be Bratz twins today, but we are. We're Bratz twins today. That is like our dream. So. But yes, also I am so excited that we're doing what are we gonna call these? The series of Daniela's picks, Daniela's delights. We're doing Daniela's delights on the podcast for the month of February. So I'm super excited.
I love that. Daniela's delights.
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write this down, guys. Also, yes, we got a new pen. It's a fluffy little purple pen for those of you listening, and it has a little rainbow on it with little clouds. It's so cute.
I love it. It's queer approved from the queer approved. Oh my god. But yeah, let's see. We're rounding up the end of January. January was like the longest 5 years of my life, you know. Personally, this week, at least for me, was very all over the place. I think emotionally, personally, I've just been kind of a little bit all over the place. This is the last week in January. Let's see. I had like all of these really great happy moments, and then unfortunately I was triggered. I talk about this very vocally. I'm a survivor of sexual assault, multiple accounts of sexual assault, and I was experiencing flashbacks earlier this week, which is never fun. But thankfully, there's things like therapy and, you know, great friends like Bay, who really fucking holds it down for me when I'm not feeling great. And my very good friend, Miss Mary Jane, is also a good one. I didn't actually end up using her this time, but yeah, no, I had a really good time. I had a really interesting time. It was a bit of a roller coaster, but I'm deciding to add TikTok is one of my love languages. Yes, officially TikTok is one of my love languages, because yesterday I made like 7 or 8 TikToks because I was just in my feels. And as an artist, I would consider myself to be an artist. I'm a performer. I'm a creative person. How do creative people deal with their pain? They create. And so yesterday I wasn't so much in the dancey mood, but I was in a slightly dancey mood, but also in like a feeling like acting and like lip syncing. And so I did a lot of that, and it was really, really fun. I did like 8 of them. I also did hop on the silhouette challenge on TikTok. It's not on my Instagram. You have to check out my TikTok. It's the same handle that I have down below. The Instagram handle is the same for my TikTok handle if you guys want to check that out. I have a lot of fun with that stuff. But yeah, besides that, you know what? I'm excited because birth month is, for you guys, it's here. But for me, in present time, it's just around the corner. And I can't fucking wait. 27, here I come. But how was your
week? Excited. I'm so excited for you. I just say that. And also the hair color, I'm so excited. I'm I'm living for it, guys. Y'all will see. Y'all gonna have to wait for that one, and that'll be the clickbait we use. It's for you guys to watch it. For those of you listening, watch the next one because for the hair reveal, just watch it, just for the hair reveal, and just stick around for all of our talk and everything. But yes, my week has been it's been okay actually. I feel like my week has been neutral. So
Okay.
that's where normally it's like I'm pushing through or I've had a great week. I'd say it's been neutral. And neutral is okay. I've learned that recently. Some ASMR with the avocado toast.
This
For
time,
those
not
of you.
avocado, just regular toast. I ran out.
Oh,
Once
JK.
more, podcast turned into Daniela has not eaten yet because she was busy setting up, and so I guess these are slight mukbangs on my side.
Hey, I know all I'm doing is try. I always have to eat. I mentioned that before. I have to eat before this, or else I would just sit here and not talk because my brain has no power unless I eat. So I always have to have breakfast, even if it's something small. So, but yeah, my week has been neutral, which I have learned that it's okay. It's okay to feel like neutral about your week. It doesn't have to be like the best week ever or like the worst week ever. And like that's something that I think I've talked about before that I've learned to be okay with neutral because I talked about my body image struggles and how I'm working on it. I've learned to be okay with having a neutral body day. Instead of having a bad day, I don't try to tell myself, man, I gotta love my body. I gotta love it. I gotta feel like the best in this body. As long as I feel okay or I don't feel negative thoughts, I consider that a win for me. So yeah, the fact that the week was neutral, it's a win. It's a win because it wasn't a bad week. And then of course it's Friday. I'm always happy when it's Friday because I'm like, finally the weekend. So that's what I'm excited for. But yeah, just nothing much really going on my end. I wish I was doing. Oh, actually, I was like, I was doing something different with my hair. I might be. I think we've talked about this multiple times that I want to do something different with my hair and dye like little like I want to dye some pink streaks in my hair, like baby pink, like this kind of aesthetic pink. I want to do it, but I have to think about it 10,000 times.
Yes, you should do it. I love that you're leaning further into it, but I also know that you should take your time thinking about it. But I'm like, do it. As someone who's
Yes.
been coloring her hair, I started coloring my hair on my 20th birthday. It was the first
Hmm.
time I colored my hair. I've never gone. This is the most black my hair has been. There are pieces of my hair back here that are completely black because my haircut, right?
Hmm.
And it's cute and all, like it looks good with the ombre effect essentially, but I love me some color hair. It's you're never gonna see it all black again, I think. I
Hmm.
this is just me, baby. This is me.
I feel you. And this is like, then the hesitation with mine is that this became me. My dark hair, and which is really interesting. My dark hair and how I look naturally became me. And that has been probably the most liberating thing for me is that whenever I think about Jen in my brain, I think about Jen and I close my eyes and I tell myself, okay, what do I picture myself as? And I picture dark hair and I picture my natural texture. And that's interesting because before, when I was like in high school, I used to close my eyes and think to myself, okay, how do we picture Jen? And she was nothing like what I actually look like. And she had 1,000 other things. Like I'd be like, okay, this is what her hair looks like. This is what her skin looks like. This is what her body looks like. What her style is like. Completely different like person. Like think about those
Same.
games. Yeah, like think about those. I don't know if you guys. I'm about to expose myself. I think I've talked about it. No, I haven't. Gaia Online. So I used to be on there, guys. For all of you anime people, all of you, the little weebs that like anime and manga. I was on Gaia Online, which is essentially like this little like on computer thing, I guess. I can explain it to you and to anybody who doesn't know what Gaia Online is.
Yeah, because I
It's
do
like
not.
yeah, it's a little computer game. And it was like anime inspired because like the little characters look like anime characters, and you could like earn like you make your little character and you could play games to earn money and get stuff for your character and make friends, and it was like a virtual little world and it was cute. And so I
That's
think
adorable.
a friend of mine put me on, so I made my own little character. My Gaia Online character, a lot of people like to like make it look like them. Mine did not look anything like me. She was like a completely separate entity from me. And so in my brain, when I used to be like, okay, how do we picture Jen? In my brain, I was like building a little character too, because it wasn't like, and it was so interesting because again, even her body type, even her skin was not, even her facial features were not like mine at all. So it's nice and refreshing to know that when I close my eyes, I see myself. I see myself, and maybe I see myself in like a cute outfit that I wish I owned, right? Or maybe like something that like or makeup that I wish I did on myself. But I would say it's things that are easily altered rather than before that it was like different facial features completely. And so I think that that's progress. And so I'm happy. And I think that's why the hesitation with the pink is
I
there,
think
because
I think
I've
it's
loved
also
my dark hair
I
and
think
my
it's also
texture.
valid to like not think of yourself the way that you are, because like for example, I used to think so like I've talked about this a few times that for me 27 has always felt like a monumental year. Like for
Mm-hmm.
me, for whatever reason in my brain growing
Mm-hmm.
up, 27 was like the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost want to tell her, yeah, girl, because there's a pandemic. You won't even know. But no, I used to always think I wonder what I'm gonna look like, but I
Mm-hmm.
could never picture it. And it was only because I wasn't sure how my features in my body was going to continue to develop at all. But I could never picture myself at all. Like I would maybe see people on TV and be like, am I going to look something like that? Am I going to look something like that? Or I'd see older women and be like, am I kind of going to look like that or like that? And I could never picture myself. And if I pictured myself, I pictured myself not at all how I looked, because I couldn't imagine. And I think it's fairly accurate because I do look like myself, but I also look really different. Like my body
Mm-hmm.
type is super different. My hair is extremely different. The way I carry myself, my personality, it's still me, but it's me with a lot of the insecurities worked out. And my style, 17-year-old Daniela would kill me for wearing flannel. Why the fuck are you wearing flannel? Like we hate flannel. And I'd be like, stop with the inner biphobia. You do like flannel. You don't like what it represents because that means that's you.
That the flannel one will always be interesting to me. But I agree with the whole maybe it not looking like you. But I think for me, like when I say I look different, it wasn't like, oh, my body or my hair or my face will be like different. No, I meant like I pictured myself with bigger eyes and like green eyes. Like that. You see what I mean? Like I pictured myself like that. Like I'd close my eyes and be like, okay, what does Jen look like? And in my brain, I would try to like picture her so that I could draw her on paper. And her hair color was not even, it was like, again, it was like, again, you can change it, but it was more of like a natural redhead tone, like that. My eyes were bigger and green. My skin color was completely different. So you see, like it was like building a character in my brain. And whereas now I can picture myself years later, I can't picture what I'm gonna look like when I'm 40, right? I don't know what I'm gonna look like, but I feel like there's more realism in it. You know, I'm no longer trying to picture myself with big green eyes that I don't have and that
Mhm.
I'm not going to have. So I think that that's like I always think. And so where was I going with this tangent?
I'm not sure. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I have no clue how we got on this tangent.
Get on this tangent about my high school me, feeling neutral. Hair, yes, yes, hair. Okay, see, I'm really good at backtracking, guys.
Yes, I am not. And I was starting to think, damn it, you should have wrote it down.
Oh, no, I'm really good at backtracking and what I was talking about. Yes, the hair. So because I've now grown to love and accept my black hair and my textured hair and really love that part about me, I'm nervous to dye it because I'm like, girl, you just started loving your hair and now you're going to dye it. But also what makes me feel better is that it's only a part of it. Like
Yeah.
I would never do the full thing because I'm not going to do this to my beautiful black hair that has never done anything to me except for take care of me and like hold all of my secrets. And I don't know. I love my black hair way too much, and that has been so liberating. So I don't think I'm ever going to dye the whole thing. But yeah, so that's why I'm on the fence about it, guys. That's why, my inner Libra needs to think about it 20 times. But I'm hoping that I can make my mind up. And this is not set in stone because Libras do not do deadlines. We don't do deadlines. I'm hoping that if I do it by like, if I do decide to do it in the next coming time, that I do it by like Valentine's Day because it's like pink and Valentine's Day. It's so cute. Yeah,
That's
I
so
want it to be.
soon. Ah, I
It's
love it.
yeah, I said, but I'm not married to that idea because Libras don't do
Okay.
deadlines.
You got
Yeah.
you got about okay, cool. It's good that you don't do deadlines because you're like 2 weeks from that deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Valentine's Day is 2 days after my birthday. But yeah, so all right, guys. First, Daniela's Delights.
Yes.
First round of Daniela's Delights is actually a series that we're doing. It was an episode we did back in I think December.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna be doing a few of these. And I'm really excited to do it again. We are doing another installment of Dear Diary.
Yay! Dear Diary, this is the Daniela's Delights edition.
Mhm.
I love that. This is honestly what it's going. This is what's gonna be called, guys. Daniela's Delights. I'm
There's
actually
gonna
like,
be a whole playlist.
yeah,
Daniela's
Daniela's
Delights.
Delights. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so yeah, Dear Diary is a good one where we're gonna. Okay, so just to recap, in case you haven't watched the past episode we did, if you haven't, why haven't you?
Yeah. What
Why
the
haven't
fuck?
you?
I'm so disappointed.
Okay, if you haven't, go back and watch it. It's not too late. That's the great, or listen to it. That's the great thing about this is that they're on there forever for you to go listen to them whenever you'd like or watch them whenever you'd like.
At whatever
So
pace
what
you'd
we
like and whatever amounts of times that you like.
exactly. So because I believe that last one is long, but it's okay. So
Because it was really
so
good.
what we
It's
do
actually one of our most viewed videos. Is it's really good. I fully spilled all of my tea, and today I'm refilling my tea to spill it. That's why I don't have any tea to drink, because I'm about to spill all of it.
it's all on the floor. It's gonna be all on the floor, so there was no point. For me, I'm spilling some lightweight tea. I'm spilling some caffeine-free tea. But yeah, so what to recap what that is me we're gonna be reading out of our diaries. For these are for me, I think for you too, in this episode, this is our high school diaries. So these
Yes.
are yeah, this is my high school diary that I'm reading out of. And so we read our diary entries that we wrote back then. And if you're like Daniela, she reads in the voice that she wrote back then. It's so cool. It is so cool. So I'm so excited. But before we jump into it, I have sock cam.
Yay! We love Suck Cam. Also, if in case you guys missed our live, we just posted this on Instagram. We did our Chives and Chisme live on Instagram. It was so much fun. She was long. I kept calling it a mini pod, but really it was just an uncut pod, and y'all got to
Yes.
see all of it. But it's really, really fun. So go check out our Instagram to see it. We did face masks, and we also may have read a diary entry on there as well.
And a scary story. So yeah. So okay. So let me go ahead and get into sock cams. I can show you. God. Okay. It's tight squeeze today. Okay. Oh, I'm also under the blanket. For those who are like, what the heck are you wearing? It's my blanket. I'm cold already. Okay. So this is my socks.
Oh, ooh, I like those. Oh, I really like those. Okay,
Uh-huh.
let me start with the description, y'all. So for those of you guys listening, sock cam. She's got a crew sock. Yes.
Mhm.
The top band that is around her shin area is red and then
Mhm.
white. Her heel and her toe are red. There's a beautiful red. Think of like a little red dress or like a beautiful red lipstick. Not
Mhm.
warm, but not cool. Very just neutrally red. And then they're white socks with black stripes. Fight me if you think they're black socks with white stripes, not stripes. They're white socks with black
Mhm.
stripes. And on the ankle, is that a teddy bear?
Yes, it's a teddy
It's a
bear.
brown teddy bear on her ankle. Is so cute. Oh my god, it's so cute. I just want to like reach over and then pull out the actual teddy bear and cuddle with it.
He's textured too. He's like a little textured. Yeah,
Oh, he's
he's
fuzzy.
cute.
That's cute. I really like
Uh-huh.
those. Those are cute. I
Thank
love it.
you. Yeah. Okay. Do you have sock cam for us as
I
well?
do, and I have my favorite socks actually.
Yay!
I have to pull up my pants.
Ooh, okay. How does it
So
get
let me show y'all.
Ooh, oh my God. Okay. For those of you listening, here is the description. So we have some gray knee-high socks. Well, are they knee-high? They are knee-high.
They're right below my knee. So
They're right below the knee, so they're considered knee highs. They are, I had mentioned that they're like a gray, like a nice heather sweatpants kind of gray. And they have little donuts. It looks like little donuts all over. Oh my God. The donuts are like a purple color, a white color. And do I see another color in there too? A dark purple.
Yes.
They have sprinkles on them. Is there a pink one there too?
There's pink, purple, dark purple, and actually it's not white, it's yellow.
Oh, it's yellow. Oh my God. They are so cute. I love that you're wearing knee highs. Bro, knee highs though, like
I love knee
I
highs.
love that.
Knee highs are my favorite. I have like a few pairs. I need more. Actually,
That is
because
I
of
was not
sock cam,
expecting.
I am like going to buy creative socks more often. I'm like, oh, these are for the podcast. I need to have them. But that's why earlier when you said these are going to be Daniela's delights, in my head I was like, little do you know, Daniela's delights are on her legs and feet.
They're all yes, because you are the donut person. You
I
love
love
donuts.
donuts. You know, guys, when you were kids and you introduced yourself for the first time in class in like elementary school, and your teacher would say, All right, we're gonna go around and we're gonna say our names and I don't know, a food that your favorite food that starts with the letter of your name. I'd be like, hi, my name's Daniela and I like donuts. That was always me.
I love that because, like, see, there's foods that start with D. I always wanted a name that started with a letter that was like a B or like a D or like even an F because there was a lot of like food and stuff. But J is so hard. Like, or an adjective, they used to be like, oh, introduce yourself with an adjective. And then they'd be like, amazing Anna, you know, like, caring
Dits,
Karina.
ditzy Daniela.
I love God,
It's
Ditsy was
accurate. It's accurate.
oh,
Ditzy
I actually
Daniela.
love that so much, Ditsy Daniela. But J is so hard
I
because,
got one
like,
for you.
what's that?
You're gonna hate me. Jealous Jennifer.
Jealous Jennifer. That is actually true. Jealous Jennifer. But see, I didn't think that at the time when I was a child. I didn't embrace that. So I was like, joyful?
Joyful. Joyful's cute.
I
But
guess. But like, joyful just sounded like holly jolly. Like, it sounded like so, like, it sounded too, like I don't know. I just,
what's wrong with what you're trying to say about Holly Jolly? Like, do you have something to tell me about when I was Holly Jolly Wholesome Daniela? Were you like, damn, dude, you just go and do me like that? Like,
oh, for those of you guys listening, you guys need to watch this one. Daniela stared at me when I said Holly Jolly, and I realized it too. I was like, wait, hang on, Holly Jolly is something that you like. No, I meant like it sounded too happy.
yeah. It's too late. The damage is done.
Oh
My
my
feelings
god.
are hurt. My heart. You took it. You pulled it out. You threw it on the floor. You stomped on it a few times, and then
Holly Jolly.
guys, we hate Holly Jolly. You know what D
Oh,
is also for? D is for dramatic, Daniela.
there's so many for D. There is so many. Guys in the comments, please comment down some adjectives for J, because I want to be able to play around without just jealous and joyful. I don't know any other adjectives with J. So yes, that was it was hard. Or when I say do an animal, I'm like, well, animal was always jaguar. I always
Yeah, that's what my brain.
yeah. That's the only
Animal?
one I could ever try. Yeah.
Dinosaur. I guess I could do dinosaur. I
You
was like,
know,
what
there's a
animal?
book that called Danny and the Dinosaur. It's so cute. Yeah.
To get my hands on them. If, in case you guys didn't know, although my name is Daniela, and for Feriela, I'm Ella. I actually go by Danny. I go by Danny to my friends.
Alright, so my name is Jennifer, and for Feriela, my name is Fer, but I go by Jen.
Dude,
So why did we
this
pick
was,
names that we don't even go by? I don't know, guys.
dude, this was our struggle when we were creating the whole concept of World of Feriela. We're like, but like we don't even go by that. Except you were Fed in my phone for a while, actually. And I did call you Fed for a while.
Honestly, in my brain, I would answer to Fer because like I feel like that's like a subsection of like Jen. I hardly honestly I would answer more to Fer than I would to Jennifer. Because nobody ever calls me Jennifer. I think I'm at work, I'm Jennifer. But even then, my clients call me Jen. So it's really, it's really,
I always accidentally call you Jennifer when I'm speaking seriously and it makes you so mad. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I get triggered because I was always like bullied, and people like not like they bullied me for my name, but whenever like the mean girls would try to like say something to me, they'd be like, you're not so smart, Jennifer, and it triggered me forever. The fact that they always use my name totally made me have a weird relationship with my name. So yeah, fun fact for y'all. If you're yelling at me and you say Jennifer, you're gonna catch these hands. No, I'm just kidding.
She's not. She's not, yo. She tore me a new one. Because when I speak seriously to people, I stop using nicknames. I use actual names because I'm like, I guess in my head, it's like my way of being like, I'm being serious right now, but I'm not trying to make it like an insult. But man, she tore me a new one, y'all.
That's okay. I mean, again, in my brain, Jen is my name. And so like, even like my mom, when she like me regaña and stuff, she calls me Jen. So like I said, like Jen is like in my name in my brain. I forget that Jennifer is like my actual name. That it's so weird. People like, at Starbucks and stuff like, what's your name? I'm like, I like literally freeze. I'm like, what is my name?
always, me too. I always want to say like 100 different things.
And I'm like, girl, oh my god, like how do you
one day I'm gonna go to Starbucks and they're gonna be like, oh, what's the name? I'm gonna be like, baby. Baby,
I
it's baby.
love it. I love it because I'm notorious for telling people that I'm baby, and people are like, "What?" And I tell people to call me baby, but I don't mean it like baby,
Oh
like
my
a pet
god.
name.
No, no, no,
I
no,
mean
no.
it like in Dirty Dancing, like you know how her name was actually baby, like that.
I take it back. I'm gonna say with a straight face, Daddy, Daddy, and they're gonna be like, Danny, no, Daddy, and they're gonna be like, can we
Oh,
call you Daddy? It's Daddy. My name is Daddy.
I feel bad for the person that has to call out the order.
A vanilla chai, vanilla chai. Who's it for? Is what I'm gonna say. They're like, it has oat milk, and I'm like, there could be somebody else with that drink. What's the name?
Then I'd be like,
Daddy,
for
Daddy.
daddy.
Game
Oh
set
my
match.
god.
I'm such a bitch.
Yes,
I'm
game
such a
say
bitch.
honestly, that'll be like, oh god, that
All
is
right.
I'm quitting my job if I'm that person. But anyway. All right, so into the journals we go. So I showed it last time. My little high school journal, I must have diary. This is a journal because it was technically meant to be read, but as you will see in the entries that I read today, was it meant to be read? Because some of the stuff I was writing, I was like, kind of aggressive. In case you were wondering, I was always aggressive. I didn't always come out like outright with it because I was like very much I don't want nobody to see me in high school. Which I am going to show you guys. I'm gonna set the stage so you guys know what I looked like. Not at the time of writing this, but at the time in general in high school. This was a year prior, and I have pictures to show you guys.
Me too.
Yay! So we have pictures. Let me show you. Okay, so this is one. I was 15 in this one. And I purposely picked this one so that I could hold it next to me and we can see how different I look or how the same I look. My skin was good. My skin was really good, and I used to hate my skin. And I look at it now and I'm like, girl, where? Acne, where? There is no acne, so I don't understand what I was so upset about. But okay, so this is my first picture.
Look at baby Jen.
Yeah, this is me. Let me see if I
And
can
the
make my
side
face.
part.
Oh yes, it's a side part. We look different. I don't even know how I'm making that face. But my hair, that is not my natural texture, but I wanted to peep the brows, man. These are all, like I talked about in the last episode, the body hair episode. These are my untouched brows. I had never touched my brows
I
before,
actually
never
really
done
like
anything to
them.
them.
They have a really
Thank you.
beautiful natural curve.
Thank you. Yeah, these are the brows that I was always rocking because these are my actual natural ones, and this is one. Okay, so that y'all know who is writing. And this is closer to who is writing in the book. This is me. This is before I cut my hair. By the time I'm writing my journal, I had already cut it really short, but this is the same year, I believe. Maybe.
Oh, I love that. That's such a vibe. I love the
Uh-huh.
stripes.
I'm wearing stripes. Oh yes, I forgot to ask you because we wear stripes. You know how you said that it is my socks are white with black stripes? Then what is my shirt?
Oh, that one's black with white stripes.
Right? I swear I have that in my brain too. Where
It's
if the
black
stripes look
with
like
stripes.
this, it's
It's
black with
because
white.
it's because the black is more prominent.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I've always been a fan. What the heck is on my shirt? No. All right. Yeah, I've always been really a fan of stripes. I'm wearing some stripes. I got this little bag that's next to me, right here in the
Oh my
corner,
god.
and it's a little striped bag, and it was black and white like my socks, and it had little red skulls on it. I got
Oh,
this
love
at the
that.
flea market, and I thought I was like the baddest bitch. I was like, oh my god, yes. And that bag actually broke, so that was sad. But yeah, that was me. And oh, I used to, if you can see really really closely, I'm gonna try to point it out. I have a little red streak in my hair. I used to wear those clip-in extensions for
Oh,
Hot Topic, and I used to like put a
I
blonde
remember that
one,
actually. I do remember that.
and
I
I
remember.
used to wear a red one. I had a blonde one. I had like a teal one too. Yeah, I used to clip these into my hair because I was like, I want to be a poser, but I want to be all the way the poser. So this is more accurate to who's writing the journal entries because this was 15-year-old me, but this was more accurate.
You're so punk emo-esque. I love it.
Thank you. So
I
that
have
was
some
me.
pictures too.
Yes, show us your pictures.
I have some pictures too. I didn't actually have that many like printed pictures. Most of my
Uh-huh.
pictures were like on Facebook or mostly MySpace actually. I didn't transition to Facebook until like my senior year or like
Oh,
my
okay.
junior year.
Oh, I
Before
didn't
that,
know.
yeah, before that I was on MySpace. MySpace was still really, really prominent up until like we were like towards the end of high school.
That's probably why when I tried to stalk you on online back then, I couldn't find your Facebook. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because I didn't have one until I think I was no, I had one, but I didn't really start using it until I was like a junior. I think
oh,
when I was a
okay.
junior was when I really started using it. Before that, I was still pretty much on like maybe a sophomore, but like I didn't once MySpace died, that's when I finally went over to Facebook because I loved
Mm-hmm.
MySpace. So anywho, but I do have some printed pictures from my quince. So I'm gonna show you guys some pictures from my quince. And the first picture, they're both actually from my dad. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to show first. Okay, they're both pictures taken from my dances. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know what a quinceañera is a coming of age party. It is sorry, sniffle. um it's a coming of age party when a woman in Latin America turns 15.
Mm-hmm.
She's a woman, and her family, essentially a family, throws her a party to present her to the community as a woman, right? And back in those days, it was like she can get married now, essentially, way back.
Jesus Christ,
But
15.
you have nowadays there's two dances that you do. Actually, there's three nowadays. I'm a quinceañera dance instructor too on the side. I haven't done it in a while because
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. But it's like you have your entrance, which is
Mm-hmm.
usually is a dance as well. You have your waltz, and then you have your surprise dance, which the only surprise is what the music is going to be, because at this point everybody knows there's going to be a surprise dance, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
surprise if you don't have a surprise dance.
That
So
was me.
yeah. And so this is from my waltz. So I'll show you guys the picture.
Oh my
Does is that
God.
focusing? Yeah.
It does. Oh my God, you
That's
look
little Daniela.
so cute and
Thank you.
angelic, and the peach dress.
Yeah. So I actually
Wow.
thank you. I actually designed my dress. So I had my dress custom made in Oakland off International. Um, and it's a dress that has my three favorite colors, which is how I discovered my true favorite color, which is peach.
Mm-hmm.
But my three favorite colors are like a magenta fuchsia, like a fuchsia pink, a
Mm-hmm.
lemon yellow, and then a like sherbet orange. And so that those colors are pleated on my corset with rhinestones, and then it's made out of tulle, so it's also layered on my dress. And you can't see it from this angle, but on the sides it pinches up to reveal each color. But when those three colors lay on top, it creates the color peach. And so I realized, oh my God, my favorite color is peach. So yeah, that's my dress. It's a strapless dress. Oh my God, look at those collarbones. Body dysmorphia. Anywho, my hair is all completely up. I have a gold tiara, which I do actually still have. Maybe I'll show it one day. And I'm holding a handkerchief. Oh, there we go. I'm holding a handkerchief. It's handkerchief. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I say that
It's
either.
gold. It was I only had one chambelán, and in this dance, the idea was that it was supposed to be very Cinderella-esque. And so we're dancing, and he has to go. So he runs away, and he drops his handkerchief on the floor. And I go and I pick it up, and I sit in my dress, pretending to be dreaming of my Prince Charming coming back. And then it continues with my four damas and us dancing, and then he comes back. Yeah, so
That's
that's this
beautiful.
moment.
That's a whole concept. That's so cute.
And
I will commend you.
I choreographed my dances.
It's I that storyline is so cute. I will commend you on your facials in that because you look so cute and angelic and hopeful, and your makeup.
Thank
You look
you.
very age appropriate. I will
Thank
say that.
you.
You look 15.
Yeah,
So it's beautiful.
my Nina did my makeup. But also I should have known how gay I am when I'm over here doing a Cinderella theme, except I'm the Prince Charming looking for the handkerchief. I'm like, where is this guy at? I gotta find him. And then the other pictures for my surprise dance, I almost didn't want to show this because of the outfit, because y'all,
Mm.
2009, because this is in 2009.
Oh my God, you have to show it now.
This was 12 years ago. God, 12 years ago. The fashion of 12 years ago was um it's not my favorite time for fashion, to be
Me
honest.
neither, but now you have to show it because
Yeah,
that
so
fashion,
it's
you gotta
during
show it.
my surprise dance. And I'd like to say that the original, before I show the picture, the original
Hmm.
concept is that all the girls, we had different colored jeans. And there was
Hmm.
an outfit change in the middle of the dance, which was such a shit show. It was but whatever. I have PTSD around my quince. I can't watch the video. I always think about how anxious it made me. Anywho, but I had an outfit change, and so I run back, and I change my outfit, and I was wearing these zebra gray and black leggings underneath, and I put on a pink tutu on top. And so, hold on, can we get that to focus? Is that gonna
Yeah, I
focus?
wanted to get really close.
It's like not focusing. Hold on, let me hold it back. Yeah, I don't know that it's gonna focus, but that's me and that's my main chambelán. Shout
Oh
out to
my
Josue.
god. Can you get it a little closer? I'm trying to see if I can see the leggings. Oh, I won't focus on them. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it won't
I
focus.
see. Oh my god, though. Wow. That is 2009, but it's
Yeah,
cute though. I love the tutu. I love the idea. You were very okay, like I mentioned.
and I'm
Yes,
wearing
right now.
jazz shoes.
Yes, I noticed the little shoes. They're like, oh, cute little chat. You were ready to dance. You were
Dude,
ready to
oh my God, look
dance.
at how fucking skinny I was. Parezco una bolsa de huesos. I look like a bag of bones, yo. I'm
It's
sorry,
so cute.
I wasn't even, I think I was maybe 90 pounds in this, or 95 max.
Jesus Christ.
There, and I was the same height, so,
Jesus
well, that's
Christ.
something to think about. But yeah, that's the picture. That's the picture.
Yeah. Oh my. I love those. And honestly, like I said, yes, it was 2009. But just so y'all know, for those of you watching, that what she did, you were on trend. You were on trend, like with your
I
outfits.
cringe looking back now, but
But
yes, I
you
was
were
on
on
trend.
trend. You were on
Yeah.
trend because like it's like that's how everybody was dressing it. I mean, you could have been not on trend. I was not on trend. I didn't have a surprise dance. But that is a conversation for next time. I was gonna say like I think we should have an episode that we dive in and talk about our quinces. I would love that because I would love to hear the story of the surprise dance thing you just said.
We
I want to
will
hear the
do it.
story. Mhm.
I'm gonna have to watch my Quince video before that. I
I
gotta
want to
get
watch
full
it
in the
too.
feels. Yeah, we can watch it. We'll watch it. Well, it'll be a thing. We won't watch it on here
Okay.
though, y'all, because copyrights and shit like that in music. So.
True. But yes, I'm excited. I'm gonna have to dig mine up. Oh, I have mine too. We can watch mine too. Mine was cringe. All right. So, so now you guys know who is writing these entries and what we looked like. Because now I hope you guys have a better view. Because once I feel like I see a picture, I put a face to the voice, and now you guys will have a face to the voice who is writing this. Because it is Jen, it is me, but it's a different me. So, what did I even? Okay, sorry. I was like, what did I do with the pictures? Okay, so all right. Let me so. I'm going to the first one I'm going to read is actually hang on. Okay, there's stuff glued into this, guys, and so some of them I'm like, oh, I don't want to reveal anybody's identity who did not consent to them being on camera. So
That's hilarious. I got
this
pictures
is
too.
okay. So this is to set the stage for this story that's coming up. Is senior year. I think I've talked about it before. I auditioned for the musical. The musical was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's an interesting one. And I had never been in a musical or anything like that, and I auditioned for it because I remember I could have sworn it was supposed to be like people were saying it was a requirement. People inquire. I don't know, and so I did it anyway because like wait,
Oh,
mhm.
that year I think he like required it for certain groups to
I think
audition.
so. Yes, because for a while we're like, no, we don't want to, and then I think because I realized it was not actually required because not everybody auditioned. But then I was like, this is how I knew I wanted to. When it was no longer required, I was like kind of bummed, and I was like, oh, so I did want to audition. I wanted something to force me to, so that I could have an excuse to audition because it's not something that I would normally do, and that way, if I didn't, I could be like, oh, well, we're required to because of choir, so. I remember when when it was no longer a thing, or he said that not everybody had to, only certain people, then I was like bummed. And I was like, oh, I do want to audition. So I actually had friends though who wanted to audition as well. Because I had a group of friends in choir that were like, no, we don't want to, right? And then I had a group of friends that were like, we want to, yeah, I want to do it. And they were very much about it. So I did audition, and there's an entry that has me getting a call back, which is not what I'm going to read. And then the entry I'm reading is our first rehearsal. And I was so excited. I was so excited because I had never been in a musical. I'd never had to rehearse for anything. I was just so you guys know, setting the stage, how excited I was about this, because what I'm going to read, there are two little entries that are back to back, and just the feelings around it, okay?
I'm
So,
really excited for you to read this because for our audience, I was also in this musical. So
mm-hmm,
I get to hear this from your perspective. I'm real excited.
and I wonder if you're in here. Okay, so.
Here we go.
All right. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. First rehearsal. It went great. The usual theater kids from show choir were there. Blah, 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 and blah, blah. And of course, blah and blah. It must be nice going to an audition knowing you're one of the best. But there were some new faces. And P and E were there. We all just sat in a circle and looked over lines. Oh, and that's another thing. There are no lines. It's all just music. Pretty cool. Afterwards, we played some theater games, which were so much fun. I'm looking forward to rehearsals. Smiley face. And then I wrote down my rehearsal schedule. So we had
which was every day.
acting. Yeah, it was every yes, it was. I'm realizing this. Monday through Thursday. Fridays we were off. Monday we had the acting portion, and then Monday, Wednesday we had the acting portion, and Tuesday, Thursdays we had the voice stuff. And so that's what I wrote was voice and acting. And so we had that 4 days a week. They were after school. I used to get home so late.
Oh my God, for real.
I used to get home so late, and I think by that point, because we got out so late, my mom was by that point was already home. She would pick me up, which were great. But I was
and
always
sometimes we would just go eat afterwards.
I remember that. So it's like that was fun. So that is me and my excitement. I hope that captured the excitement. So here we go. Okay, here we go with the glued in things. Gotta hold it like this. All right. So here we go. A couple of weeks after this, there's no dates on this, but I know it was a couple of weeks after. There's a couple of entries in between. So apparently, ... there's this petition going around to change the musical. Seriously? I'm pretty sure who started it too. It's the same people who it always is. It's those drama things who think they can control everything because they think they're the best. No, sit the fuck down. You don't get to call the shots. You auditioned for this role. If you don't want it, then why did you audition for it? I'll tell you why. Because these types always get the lead. And they know it too. But they don't really want it. They just want to take it because they know that they have the talent. But that's so disrespectful. The director decided on the musical, and you're just an actor. You're supposed to do what they give you. Honestly, what is wrong with these kids? I don't even know how I wound up so passionate about a hobby that I share with these ego-headed actors.
Where is the lie at I was friends with all of them, but I'm gonna just say it with
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
And then you're not that great. Well, whatever. All I know is that I'm not signing shit. So that I see the two dichotomy of my moods. I was like over the moon about this. And then I was so pissed. That was true, guys. And I'm going to show you guys that to show my anger. I'm going to hold it like this. I wrote this in red ink. I was so pissed the fuck off. I wrote this in red ink. And so, yes, that was the musical there. Okay, so what happens is that, yes, like you mentioned, the musical was kind of an interesting one. It was a weird, interesting choice, but whatever. I thought it was fun. I watched it and I read over the script. Yes, it is corny. For all of those that have ever watched Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, it is kind of corny. But I was here for it. I just wanted to act in something. And then I remembered that there was whispers going around in the choir room and outside of the choir room that people were like, did you hear about that petition that's going around to get the musical changed? And I remember that I had a friend who said that, who told me that. And I was like, what? Is that even true? And then they were like, yeah, I signed it. And I was so pissed. That's what made me write this, is that they were like, yeah, I signed it. I said, hang on, what? He's like, yeah. And I said, who else signed it? And he told me the names that were on the list, and it was the kids that I was talking about here.
Was
and so
my name on the list? Because I can't remember if I signed it or not, but I can understand signing it, and I can understand not wanting to sign it.
I'm not sure, because the names that stood out to me were the people who I wrote the entries about, because it was, yes, that is true. It was the people who had the leads, and I was so upset because I was like, you guys are going to take this away from people who, so I got a role that was like in between. I was one of the brothers. They are in a couple of numbers. They're not in every single number, but they're in the beginning numbers of the musical. They're in there. And so I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I know I don't have a speaking role. I don't have any individual roles, but all the brothers were like 7 of them. And I was just so happy. I was like, oh my God, I get to be on stage and I get to be in the front because the brothers are in the front. So like, and they're like singing and they have their own unique numbers. And I was so excited. And so when I heard that, and that it was the people in the lead, I was so upset because I was like, I'm so excited to just even be a part of it. And I felt so bad because, like I mentioned in that other diary entry where I was like, oh, I saw some new faces. There were people who also, that was their first musical.
You know what? Actually, I don't think I signed it. I don't think I signed it because our music teacher, the director, he's
Mm-hmm.
been my music teacher since I was in 5th grade. So I was, listen, y'all, Daniela is loyal. I do remember feeling like I wasn't that crazy about the specific musical we picked, but yeah, he like I'm just an actor. I'm just like a, but I can also, I do remember not being that crazy about it. I might have signed it, I might have not, but I'm pretty sure I didn't because since it was not immediately, and just thinking about like being an empath and thinking about how he was going
Mm-hmm.
to have to go and change everything and redo that, and I was a genie. I think we've talked about this before on
Mm-hmm.
here, and I accidentally called it a gypsy the last time. It's not a gypsy, I
Oh
was
yeah.
a
A
genie.
genie.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
genie. I had more of a dancer role, more of a dancer
Mm-hmm.
role, because me and like 3 or 4 other girls, because the person who did the choreography was my dance teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember. I
yeah.
like the I actually did like the choreography for this. We had big number. I see. And honestly, I'm so glad that it did not get changed because some of those memories, I think about them and they make me so happy. Like I felt like I was bonded with the people who I were in the musical. And here's another interesting part too. If that musical had not happened, if they would have scrapped it and done something else and maybe re-auditioned everybody, or maybe because the thing is, they took all these people, right? Because they imagined, they had roles. The brothers are 7 people, the genies, all the other people, the background. If they scrapped it and started something else, they probably wouldn't. They had to cut people or probably re-audition them.
Yeah,
And
because they kept most of us. It was a
they,
big cast. It was a
it was a
very
big
big
cast,
cast because I was
and
also this wasn't my first musical. I
mhm,
did the musical my sophomore year, which was Smokey Joe Cafe, which was
mhm,
also a complete song one. It was also all song. There was no
mhm,
speaking points. I had a few solos in that one, and that one was really fun. But when you said the schedule earlier, I had PTSD because my mom didn't let me do the musical junior year because
mm,
I had really intense anxiety and panic attacks about how I didn't have time to do anything else but the musical. And so I was falling behind in like classes and other stuff. And so she didn't let me do it junior year, which makes me kind of upset because that was the year they did Little Shop of Horrors. And when I
I
watched it, I was like, damn it, I could have been in Little
I
Shop of Horrors.
I
But
was
then
going to
I
audition
fought
there.
her. Yeah, I fought her on doing it senior year because I was like, yes, it stresses me out, but it made me more upset to not be a part of it and to watch everybody do something that I still really want to get back into musicals, to be honest. I miss it. It's
Too.
so fun. It's time consuming the house. It's
Mhm.
so time consuming and it is very stressful, but it's very,
So
very, it's
fun.
so rewarding. And that's when
It's
me and you
so
bonded more, right?
yeah, so that's what I was getting into. So this is the thing. I am glad you said that because at the time I did not know anybody who did not sign or was not trying to sign the petition. And I was so upset. I felt like I was the only person. I said it would have been so great to know that you didn't, but we weren't that close yet.
Again,
Yet. Because see.
I can't fully say that I did or I didn't. I can see
Mhm,
why I would do either one, but I do also remember being a little bit annoyed. Like because like I said when you were reading that rant, I was friends with all of those people. But I was also fully aware at the time, but somewhat in denial, and then especially fully aware now. Yeah, they got big ass egos. Yes, they're just, I'm sorry, listen, if you are one of those people and you're listening to this, check yourself and your privilege. Let's go with
mhm.
that. Check yourself and
Yes.
your privilege, and if you're an actor, you're an actor. You didn't pick the, you're right. You're so right. You auditioned for this musical knowing it was this musical. If you didn't want to be in this, if you didn't like this musical, don't audition. Don't
Because you took that
audition.
opportunity for something. They
You
just
took that
wanted to secure
opportunity
the
from
lead
other people.
roles. They
Exactly.
wanted to secure them
Exactly.
and then be have shown favoritism when they changed it and still be the lead. And it
Yeah,
made me so upset.
I will say, um, I think I can speak for a lot of people that were in that, in those show choir days and whatever.
Mhm,
The people that felt very silenced by this group of people, the people that felt very insignificant and almost invisible. That I always did feel second tier like to them all the time, because like my dad says one of the people in them was my rival
mhm,
because I've like known them since we were kids and we would always be in like this. I'd never considered them my rival or anything like that, but my
mhm.
dad was the one that kind of said that shit. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I personally, I never considered them my rival. But we were
Yeah.
always auditioning for the same stuff. We were always in the same talent shows and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But a lot of people felt silenced by this group of people. A lot of people felt like othered. by this group of people. And this was I'm really glad that Mr. Flanagan, our music teacher, decided to not listen to them, because it did make me, I think a lot of people felt heard, felt appreciated, felt considered, because a lot of the times they would get their way.
They would. Yeah. And that's another thing too, with like you talk about being othered. And this is why I wanted to read those, because as much again, I talked about how I'd never done the musical and that I was bummed that, when they suddenly weren't required and I realized I really wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt welcomed in those spaces. As a woman of color, as a person of color, I never felt welcomed. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, I felt second tier, and not even second tier, because I was very much quiet. I very much was not like, somebody who was like, and also I didn't have experience. I felt, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to. I auditioned for that musical without any intention of changing it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I'm given because I'm happy to get the opportunity. And so and I just felt so upset. And that's why, because I didn't feel, didn't feel welcome in these spaces. And that's another topic too. If you guys are people, anyone who's listening or anyone who's watching, as someone who is in the musical theater or even in the theater world, I know that's a big issue, that a lot of people of color do not feel welcome in those spaces. A lot of roles are not made for us. A lot of, of the just in general, the roles are not made for us. The space is not made for us, and it's really hard to infiltrate, begin and
It
feel seen.
is.
And it's very
I,
difficult.
I've also, I love musical theater, and I remember because here in Pinole we have a playhouse.
We
We
do.
have we have a, and I for years I always have wanted to go and like audition.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's just say it like it is. Let's just say, yeah, I'm gonna say it like it is for all of my POC people. I'm gonna stop being afraid. White people are intimidating as shit sometimes. When they're
Mm-hmm.
all gathered up in groups together and they're in one place, it's scary, in the sense that like like you can feel the othering, you can feel how you're different.
Exactly.
It's not fun to feel that way. And even,
Mm-hmm.
and not to say that everyone treats you that way, not to say that white
It's
people
the
all do
energy.
that, but it is the energy, it is the energy, it is feeling like an outsider, like so intensely like an outsider. It's hard to, sometimes it's hard to even want to infiltrate.
Yeah. And that's what I agree. I completely agree with you on that, because for me, I learned this recently, that sometimes a vibe or a negative experience is not inherently someone trying to saying things to you, someone like trying to hurt you, someone trying to outwardly. It's
Yes.
sometimes a negative experience is just the energy that is given off. It is just the vibe, not the vibe, but there was a word for, oh, the atmosphere. The atmosphere. If there is a kind of like negative atmosphere, and that's how I always felt. I auditioned, by the way, I auditioned with Part of Your World. When I auditioned, I felt a negative atmosphere. And I was 10 times way more nervous than I would have been, because yes, singing in front of a whole bunch of people, I got really nervous, but I was nervous because right before me, who were
Oh
the
yeah,
first
because we sang in front of everybody, right?
we did, yeah, and who were
Yeah.
the first people to go? It was that group of people. They went, and I will say that
And
they
you know
didn't
that shit's a
happen.
power move, right? You know that
Yeah, they went
that's,
first. They again, when I said it must be nice to show up to an audition and know that you're going to get a role, that was true. Is that they were not scared at all. They were not nervous at all, and everybody else. And I remember seeing. I was just so happy when we went to callbacks in our first rehearsal to see the new faces of the people who auditioned. That I was like, oh my god, that person got a part, and I was just really happy.
that's what
And
I will
also,
say. Although they got their way sometimes, I do remember that Mr. Flanagan definitely pushed back
mm-hmm,
on that type of group of people, because it wasn't always the same people. I've
uh-huh,
been in choir at the school since like my sophomore year, and it was just a different, it was just a it was just a different group of white people. And
yeah,
sometimes it was more than that, which was always nice to see. But I do remember one year, my very first year, I think you talked about this the last in one of
mm-hmm,
our podcasts, when we did women's chorale did All I Want for Christmas Is You.
yep.
Guess
And I
what?
saw you on TV.
I think we were all POC. One of the girls was white passing, but she was Latina. It was me, Kalia, and I cannot remember the other girl's name, but she was POC. She was just white passing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot. I did hear about how people were complaining that we got it. And it came from the type of group that you're talking about. That's where the
Exactly.
complaints came from, because we got that solo, or it was a trio, but like we got it and they didn't. And everybody wants to sing All I Want for Christmas.
Everybody wants that. Yeah, but you
Yeah.
got it. And I said sometimes they didn't. And also I know what made it also more it reaffirmed to me that it was just not maybe a favorite, because again, we talk about the choir director and how like he was one of my favorite teachers as well, right? I had him for piano and he like let me just slack off and do nothing and during piano class because I was one of his favorites. But what reaffirmed to me is that he was not the only director. There was a theater director, a theater teacher, and he also decided. And the fact that he picked people that he didn't know. I didn't know the theater teacher at all, and the fact that I still got a role, and people he did, like, other people, like, the other kids that I saw that got callbacks were sometimes quiet, or it was their first musical. Clearly I was very happy that he also took that chance and that he also just didn't pick from the usual bunch. And I was really excited and happy. And I'm so glad, guys, because we did get to do it. It did not get changed. Like I said, that also let me bond with Daniela. That got me closer to Daniela. We got closer because of the musical. I remember that, I don't know, I just hung around your group a lot. And I think there was a time where, because you said we would just eat sometimes after rehearsal. And I remember that because I remember one time we went to Trader Joe's and we split a wrap. And that's one of the moments that I was like, I got it made. I'm out here sharing a wrap with Daniela. I got it made. And so, so what I have here is, this was given, I think my parents picked this one up for me. My parents went to, I think, 2 of my shows. And I think my brother went to every single time we put on the show, my brother went, and he
It
brought
was like
people.
4 shows, right?
It was 4 shows. Yeah, 4 shows. My brother brought someone to every show we did, but he came to all 4. My parents went to 2, and he came to all 4 shows. I think my parents went to closing night and opening night, which are right. Opening night's always like, but honestly, it was not. It was great.
I hate
loved
opening
it.
night. Opening night sucks. But I
Oh,
think
I was
actually
nervous.
that year opening night was actually pretty good. But opening nights, I hate it. And everything in between I'm here for.
Yeah, and honestly, with the opening night, I remember that I was standing in the back, in the back. I will always remember this, since it's forever a memory in my brain. I was standing in the back, right? And I remember how you could peek between the curtains and see how full it was. And one of my best friends at the time came with me and was like, "Let's go peek at the curtain." And I said, "Okay." And I was like,
That's
so
bad
nervous.
juju. You're not supposed
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah, right. And
My
I was
inner
like, okay, but
theater.
also she has a lot of okay. So I'll go ahead and give her a shout out. It's Erin. Erin, do you remember this? If you're listening or watching, do you remember this moment? We went to go peek, and Erin's done a lot of shows, and she actually was not somebody who was in the choir group. She was in band, and she always auditioned, and she was always great at anything that she did. And so I remember that she's like, "Do you want to go peek?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." So I went to go peek. And we stood there in the darkness, and I remember that she looked and I looked at, peeked behind the curtains, and I remember feeling like my heart here and being like, oh my God, this is actually gonna happen. Oh my God, this is like, it suddenly became so real. I was like, oh my God, I've never done a musical and now I'm here. What if I forget everything? And I remember that moment of me peeking through the curtains is like here all the time. And so it was such a good memory.
My inner performing artist
Mhm.
is screaming at you guys for doing that. That is one of the things, like there are like some like performance like etiquette things that you don't do, and one of them, don't look at the crowd before you're gonna go on. To this day, I do not. I'm backstage with my dancers and they're like, "Do you want to see?" I'm like, "Nope. I don't watch the show before me. I don't do no, I'm just like staring into the abyss down at my feet at the stairs before I go on. If I accidentally look up, I'm like, nope, I'm not supposed to look. It's just bad juju. It's bad juju."
See, I like to look to assert dominance. I'm like, this class is not going to scare me off. I was like, this is not going to scare me off because I'm regardless of if there's 2 people out in the crowd or if there's 20 people, I'm still got to do the show, right? So it's like, and I remember I stood there and I was like, wow, and that solidified in my brain. And then we went out, and I think opening night was pretty great. But what I have here is that my parents picked this up for me and they gave it to me afterwards. These are our acts are in here. Act 1, Act 2. What are these? The program is in
Yes.
here. It has people like they have the bands. Oh, my best friends are in here. My best friend Ayana is in here, and one of my best friends Zeke is in here for the band. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, the band people are in here. We have the acts that we did, Act 1, Act 2, and the creative team, and then we have these little biographies thingies, or these little mini bios that they had us write. I'm here, and Daniela's here.
I don't remember what I wrote at all. I'm like cringing.
I'm gonna read them. Honestly, I'm cringing. I know what I wrote in his hello cringe. And we have also my friend Aaron is in here as well. Yes, so we have, and it tells you what role we played. So I'm gonna go to me. I believe, are these in alphabetical order? No, they're in order of appearance because I'm like, why am I so below? Okay, so here's me. Jennifer Guardado Serna. Parentheses, the role that I played was Asher. Jennifer Guardado Serna. Oh my god, yeah, you had to write it in like third person in case y'all are wondering why did you write like this. They were all in third person, okay? Jennifer has been performing in women's chorale here at PVHS for 2 years and is excited to be in her very first musical. She is an aspiring singer, songwriter, poet, artist. Jesus Christ. She plans on becoming a psychologist, but continue to keep doing music on the side. She is shy, but talks too much once you get to know her. Ooh, that was self-aware.
Same.
I didn't realize I was so self-aware. She loves to laugh and make people laugh. She does not like her name and is open to likable nickname suggestions. Interesting. See, funny we just talked about that.
Dude,
was on there.
You're so self-aware. You also put that out. She does not like her name.
Mhm.
Like, whoa, dude, you're bold.
Asserting dominance.
Dude, I love that. You're bold. That is hella funny. Also, psychologist and continuing music. Just so you guys know, on WAF, I'm gonna put us accountable now. Me and Bay are gonna start an acapella group for fun, just for shits and giggles.
Yes.
So that's accurate. We gonna do that shit.
We gonna do music on the side, and I did always do music on the side, and that was always really fun. And so, haha, here we go.
No.
Also, yours is about as long as mine, which is perfect. Okay. Daniela Ramirez (parentheses Jeannie) has always been. Oh my god. Sorry. No. It's just that I saw the word and I was like, wait, jump to another one. Sorry. Daniela has always aspired to be a genie outside of the bottle. She is very excited to be able to do this as a genie in Joseph. She has been dancing and singing for as long as she can remember. This is her second musical. The first was Smokey Joe's Cafe, like she said. She hopes you enjoy her performance because performing is all she wants to do with her life and talents that she was given. Oh my god, this is so cute.
Wait, what did I write that made me cringe? You said something and I cringed. I already blacked it out. That's how good my memory is with blacking shit out.
Excited.
It was in the very beginning.
Has always aspired to be a genie outside of the bottle. I thought that was creative. I thought that was hella creative.
It is creative, but I'm just like, bitch, you really wrote that. I'm like, I can see we haven't changed.
Oh my god. See, these are very true to
still ridiculous.
Yeah, these are hella
always
true.
Aspired to be a genie outside of the bottle.
You love wordplay. I love it. I
love that. I love that I snuck in a song quote. I'm a genie in the bottle, baby.
I was like, where have I heard that? You right. No, these are so cute. Oh my god. I loved reading these. This is I love that they had the who's who page. This is who's who, and that's what has our bios and everything. It was so great. I'm so glad my parents grabbed it. I'm so glad I came across this. But yeah, guys, that was my journal entry on not feeling welcome in the musical theater world, But yeah, we ended on that happy note because we still did it. And I was on stage for several numbers, at least for the entire first act, and you were on stage for the second act, weren't you?
Yeah. Also, I don't want to paint these people to be like awful people. You know, I was friends with them. They're not awful people. I just don't think, like all of us, are aware of the privilege we hold. And sometimes we take advantage of that privilege, myself included. I'm someone who holds privilege, and am I excusing them? What's happening?
No, I was like, no, don't do that. I was not gonna backpedal at all. I was not. No, I'm sorry. These are my feelings, and I am allowed to speak on my feelings. Those are my feelings back then. No, I'm saying, but like, and I'm saying, if anyone were to get like, no, honestly, if you felt like offended, if you are watching this and you are somebody else, I'm not backpedaling. As you know, like who is listening to this or watching this, and you felt some kind of way about what I read about, how the petition to change it and everything, shoot me a DM. I'm serious. And that's not even a threatening thing or anything like that. It's just, let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it, because like that's how I genuinely felt, and that is, to this day, I still hold that sentiment. Clearly, I'm not salty, but I'm not upset about it because I still got to do it in the end. But I think it was just something how I felt back then, and I'm speaking about how I felt and how I was made to feel, whether that was intentional or unintentional. I was made to feel this way, and if you were offended by that, my DMs are always open.
I'm gonna take
You know,
back the backpedaling I started to do and pedal forward again. Now say
yeah, my DMs are
say.
open. DM us on World of Feriella so Daniela can see it too and jump in and defend me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I fight my own battles. You know, so
Yeah,
yeah, just
it's
DM
really
me.
the other. It's really the other way around.
It's the other way. Don't come in the World of Feriella DMs acting all crazy and trying to, like, you know, start something with Daniela, because I will end you. So yes, but anywho, yeah, I said it was all good. We were just opening the conversation up about what is a true experience, people who are out, you know, people of color in the theater world. And I said, if you want to have a conversation about it, my DMs are always open. I'm always down to have conversations with people. You know, no animosity, no aggression. I know I come off that way, but I'm open to having that conversation. Those feelings were very valid of mine.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. So now
On a lighter note.
on a lighter note, but like a lighter, but also like a fun spilling the tea of Daniela's boy crazy days. You know, before
Mhm.
she realized that she gay as shit. Okay. So I'm gonna read a little entry from. I don't think I talked about this last time, but I
Mhm.
have this, and I'm almost like nervous to show it because like, okay, I'm gonna show it. But it's called My Top Secret Notebook, and it's a Bratz composition book.
This is holy
Um,
already.
this is holy. This is not my journal. This is my top secret notebook. There's some juicy gossip in here, and pictures and things.
Is it filled all the way to the back, or how
No,
far into it are you?
no, because I'm not done. Because I'm not done. You
You
think
currently still write? You update in the.
I update this. You want to know why I update this? Because in this notebook, I will not be showing it, but there is, hold on, let me find it. Where's the first page of it? Because there's a few pages of it. Okay. There is the ex-boyfriend list. So this is every single boyfriend I've had since 5th grade. It has their name, it has their rating out of 10. It has their flavor.
Oh
So are
my
they
God.
sour, sweet, spicy, like their personality flavor?
Mhm.
It has the problem, aka why we broke up. It has the time frame of how long we were together, and it has their birthdays in it.
Oh my God. Okay, so that way y'all aren't like, man, girls are trash. They be out here rating people. This is actually more common than you think, because I'm about to expose myself. I don't have that list. But oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. My best friend and I in high school, I'm not gonna say which one, because even if I give details as to which one it was, it's all bad. So I'm just gonna say my best friend and I sometimes used to sit in class. We had a lot of classes together. And when we were bored, out of nowhere, one of us would start the list. We'd write down the names of guys that we knew just on a long list and pass it to, to forward or back or wherever we were. And they're randomly during class with no like, prior communication. And then we'd rate them on this list, which is messed up. And then they'd pass it back and we'd laugh at the ratings and be like, oh my God, why? And then I'd rate mine and we'd talk about it later. I have found some. I think I might have thrown them away. Oh my God. When I was with my ex, I think I was like, oh, I feel bad about having this. And I think I threw it away. But that's like apparently a common girl thing, because
It
bro, I
is.
did
It
that
is, dude.
too.
No, I ran across a TikTok because what I'm gonna say next, I ran across a TikTok
Mhm.
that this guy was like, "Girls, do you guys really know every person that you've slept with?" And then it's a stitch. So then this girl's like, "So," and she pulls out this little tray thing that has a bunch of note cards in it, and it's a note card of every single guy she's or woman, any single person that she's
Mhm.
fucked, and the details of it. And I saw that, I was like, that is genius. I want to do that. I don't have that. I have a lust list somewhere. It's called a lust list. So it has like the name and the situation, like if it was a relationship or not. If it
Mhm.
was a relationship, it'll just say relationship. If it was not a relationship, it has the times that we fucked, and it has
Oh
their
my
and it also
God.
has their code name on there because we, or
That's
is it
hilarious.
written in code name? No, I don't think it's written in code name. I think it also has their code name on there because we speak in codes about guys. And
Mhm.
so I have, and girls, I have a lust list. I have a lust list as
That's
well.
hilarious. I honestly, the whole rating and the list, and I don't keep a list, but the rating stuff I have done before. So again, this is like
Yeah.
a girl
And
thing. I think.
the rating thing isn't to like say that like anything about their character, but it's more of like how their character meshed with my character. It's like how much did I really enjoy this relationship? Because like my ex-husband's on here and he has a shitty rating. I married him, so you would think that like he'd have a good rating. No, he has a shitty rating.
This was after the fact, or this was during?
After the fact. They don't go on the list. You do not. It's an ex-boyfriend list, not a boyfriend list. So you do not get put on the list until I break up with you. And I say I break up with you because nobody breaks up with Daniela. I feel like I'm gonna jinx myself with that.
Yeah, but no, you're not a jinx.
I haven't been broken up with in over 10 years. So, nobody breaks up with Daniela. Anywho, what I'm going to read for you guys is it's just a short little page. I'll just get into it so y'all can see what it is. First boy kissed by me. Oh, I almost said his name.
Oh, get the code name together. That's why I said blah. Well, I mean, this person's probably gonna reappear, so yeah.
Let's call him Blah then.
Okay,
Blah. December 11th, 2006. That's the first day I got kissed. Aw, that's so sweet. We're coming up on 15 years since I had my first kiss. He was my Hello Kitty. Open parentheses. Boyfriend. Hee hee. Hello Kitty was the code name that me and my cousins used for boyfriends.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, Hello Kitty.
Because I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend, so we had to speak in
same.
And we were, we were on the house phone, so somebody could pick up the phone and over here, so we had to speak in code. So he was my Hello Kitty at the time. He took me out. Okay. Get it all the way together.
Yeah.
Our 2-month was the next day. We already kissed on the cheek, but I wasn't ready for the lips. We were supposed to give each other a kiss on the cheek, but our lips touched and we ended up kissing. I noticed 10 seconds later that it was on the lips. Period. That's it. Before I get into the PS, because the PS is kind of funny. So what happened was we would always go to kiss for, and I could go to my school. I walk by there all the time because the middle school is not that far from where I live. And I always walk by and I'm like, that's where Daniela had her first kiss because I can see it from the sidewalk. And so we always lean in to go for a cheek, right? But for whatever reason, it was passing period and we were in a rush and we both leaned at the same time. And since we were in a rush, we didn't notice. And I kissed him on the lips. My friend saw, and then I walked away and I stopped and I was like, wait, did we just kiss on the lips? So I don't actively remember my first kiss. And then right before I said it, my other friend runs towards me. Oh my God, you just had your first kiss. And I was like, I did. And then I texted him. I was like, hey, I think we kissed on the lips. He was like, hey, I think you're right. And so then we had a redo afterwards where we actually kissed. But what I write next is,
that's so, oh.
P.S. I dumped him 3 days later because I lost interest and there was no magic when we kissed. Yeah.
This was the birth of Daniela the Heartbreaker. Holy shit. Ooh, I can't imagine what that's like to get dumped.
Yeah, I used to have necklaces that said heartbreaker. I am a heartbreaker. Not on purpose. If you don't meet my energy, if we don't have magic, I'm an Aquarius, y'all. We're really easy. I'm way too good at goodbyes.
You have to sing it.
No. I don't know.
Y'all in the comments below is Sam Smith.
Think that I'm foolish. No, useless. You must think that I'm a fool. You must think that I'm new to this. But I have sing this song before. That might be wrong. Never gonna get too close to you, even though I mean the most to you. In case you gonna leave me in the dirt. Cause every time you hurt me, the least that I cry. And every time you leave me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the least I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance. It's sad that it's true. I'm way too good at goodbyes. It's true.
It's true. Good.
She's been challenging me to sing more. She's been challenging me to sing
in the comments below how great that was, and also whether you think Sam Smith an Aquarius or not, because what kind of song is that, man? That is almost too fitting.
Yeah, that is intense. That is intense Aquarius vibes. We are like, we cut people off like ain't nobody's business. Like I won't even give you the satisfaction of nope. Once I'm done, I'm done. Anywho, yeah, I broke up with him, but it's really cute because I glued in this.
Uh-oh.
I'm covering his name. That's what's happening here. But I glued in this picture, this little heart, you know, like those origami hearts that you would make. I made one and I glued it, and it says I made this 1 month before the break. So like I made this on our 1 month, I think.
You don't even seem sad in these diary entries. You were just like, yeah, I broke up with him. You're hella
It just
funny.
there was no magic in the kiss. I like, you know, we kissed a few times and I was just like, it's supposed to feel different. That's what little Daniela was like.
Oh my
It's supposed to
God.
feel better than this. I'm pretty sure.
This is a demisexual nightmare right now here, because it's like, same. If I feel that way, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, and honestly, but I would have convinced myself that that's the way it's supposed to be, is that you're supposed to feel empty. But I agree. That's what, honestly, I would have convinced myself.
I did. We just weren't a match. We did stay friends though. We stayed friends, and we stayed really good friends for a while. I can't reveal anything more because I don't want to put him on blast.
Of course,
I got respect for him. I didn't ask him for his permission. But now we're gonna get into the real tea, which is my diary entry. We tried to film one of these way back in November, a Dear Diary series. And that was the week that the computer that I was using went through it got a virus. And so we lost that episode. This was what I read, but we never recorded me reading this one again. I decided I was going to save it for later. And I've decided that the time is now, because it just so happens this is in my birth month. 10 years ago. This is 10 years ago in my birth month. And so I was like, very appropriate. And also, tea.
This is a good one.
Let me get a sip of water because.
Oh yeah, try. My chai's getting cold over here. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to, kill myself later in editing when I'm like, no, I can't believe you saying on camera. Delete it.
Oh, you mean the thing? I thought you said you said it.
No.
We're gonna leave this in, all right? We're going to leave this in because I already told the people to comment.
Okay, no, I know we are. I'm my biggest self-critic, y'all. Okay, as you can see, because ADHD, I apologize. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Here we go.
Story deserves the lights.
Thank you.
Also, the lights, the fact that you sang deserves the lights.
Yeah. Thank you. Her headphones have lights. They're really cute. They're kitty headphones and they're pink. Okay, Daniela, get on with the show. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. My ADHD is pretty intense right now. So I apologize in advance. Okay. I hope I not stumble over this. Okay. Friday, February 25th, 2011. Dear Zebra, so much has happened. Heartache amongst them. I'm 17 now. My birthday was February 12th. We're going to call him Pancho.
Okay.
Pancho hurt my heart, and only he can heal it. About a week before my birthday, February 2nd, I skipped multi-practice and women's chorale and hung out with Pancho. His mom came and left. We kissed, we laughed, and got in trouble. Y gave us a ride home. His mom took his phone, and he was 2 hours late. The day after we hung out at lunch, and he made small remarks to his past relationship. He went out with this girl, F. She goes to a different high school. They went out for 3 years. He's 2 years older than her. Well, the point is, I got really insecure and started crying in DP, open parentheses, dance production, close parentheses. N, A, and V were trying to comfort me. Unfortunately, V just made it worse. 3 years? Damn, that's love. He doesn't love you. You love him. It's impossible. If it were love at first sight, but it wasn't. He may like you, but that's it. That's what V said to me.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm. some
Wow.
friend. We're not friends anymore. She can go suck a dick. Um, I began weeping. I also got very insecure. Spent the day crying my eyes out. I didn't see Pancho the rest of the day. The next morning, I ran into him. We were already late to first period. His words didn't help. He seemed very much distant, lost in thought, but he wouldn't tell me what's wrong. After first period, I went home crying. He called me after school and I told him what was wrong with me, but he didn't tell me what was troubling him. Damn, I fucking went home from how sad I
Yeah,
was.
I was like, what did you fake a stomach ache? How'd you go home?
Maybe cramp
Did you
stomach.
walk home?
I don't
Oh,
maybe.
maybe.
No, I didn't really skip school that much. I know, not that much. I didn't skip school. I was afraid to get caught, so I definitely went to the office if anything. I probably lied and said they were like killer
Someone probably
cramps or
picked you
something.
up.
Yep.
Mm.
Um okay, so yeah. Um he called me after school and I told him what was wrong with me, but he didn't tell me what was troubling him. That weekend was fun, but I didn't hear from Pancho. I didn't go to school Monday. I went to my dentist in South San Francisco. No, it was a dentist appointment.
Oh,
I went to my
I was like,
dentist.
whoa.
I went to my dentist in South San Francisco. Tuesday, February 8th was a heart-wrenching day, full of tears and heartache. We hung out at lunch. Dot dot dot. We stood on the stairs of the mall. The mall was like the quad area. We called it the mall. Um,
Mhm.
for those watching, listening, we stood on the stairs of the mall by the boys' locker room. He said what he has to tell me isn't easy. His parents didn't want him to have a girlfriend until he graduates in June. He was a senior, I was a junior. He spent all of lunch with me as I cried in his arms. I wasn't about to ask him to disobey his parents, but my heart hurt like never before. It felt as if he pulled my heart out of my chest and showed it to everyone. I couldn't believe it. He hurt me so much. He told me he'll always love me and will always be there for me. This was only temporary. When he graduates, we will be together again. That we're still going to my prom and his senior ball together. But I know that when the bell rings to go to class, I'd walk away single, open parentheses, on a break. I wished with all of my might that the bell would never ring. But it did, and he put his arm around me and walked me to class. When we arrived, he kissed me on the cheek. I wouldn't look at him. Then he walked away. As I watched him walk away, I cried as I fell towards the wall, knocking on the door. Inside, I sat and wept. Again, N, A, and V tried cheering me up. Again, V only made it worse, talking about he never loved me, he never loved you, I never liked him. Spent the day crying, went to school the next day absent minded. He made me a promise. He made me promise him I would have a good day on my birthday because it was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He said on my birthday that Saturday, I told him I would try. He said it wasn't fair to me that I'd be a secret kept from his parents. I didn't care, but I understand. He was my Valentine. We spent that lunch together. Everyone looked at us confused. Didn't he break your heart? Are you guys back together? They didn't understand. That Wednesday, Alex, our choreographer in Women's Chorale, taught us the choreo to Stop in the Name of Love. And then I put the lyrics down, which I guess I might as well sing now that I sang the other one. But I don't really remember how the song fully goes, so I'm only going to sing the parts I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Baby, baby, well, that's the part that I can't remember. How does that one go? Baby, baby, I'm aware of where you
Where
go.
you
Each
go,
time
each time
you
you
leave
my
my
door,
door, I watch you walk down the
walking
street.
down the street. knowing you're the love you mean. But this
This
time
time,
before you
before
run.
I run,
Mhm.
but this time before you run to her, leaving me alone in her. Think it over. Haven't I been good to you? Think it over. Haven't I been sweet to you? Stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Stop. But I wrote those lyrics.
And I know the choreo. I was like, trying to remember the choreo. I know "Think It Over" was "Think It Over." This little thingy. Yeah, I
Anywho,
loved it. I loved it. It's so good.
I can't
I
believe you
love it.
got me singing
Impromptu
on this pod.
karaoke.
I can't believe you got me singing
Yeah.
on this pod. Okay. Anywho, my bad if I butchered the song up here and there. It's been a while. Oh my donas! This was my song. I was hella feeling it. Alex was Alex was like, "How many of you have been in love before?" Some of us raised our hands. Okay. Well, this guy just did you wrong. I want to see that emotion. As we sang and danced to the song, I showed everyone my heart. This is how I felt. After doing it the last time, Alex goes, "Homegirl, come here." I walked to him and he gave me a hug. When she does this song, you see all the hurt in her face. She has all the emotions down. So tomorrow, when you girls come back, look at her. He was pointing at me essentially. He like I walked up and he like hugs me and then you were there, right? Like
I was there. Yeah, I was in the room for this moment when he was like, "Any of y'all been in love? This guy did you dirty." Da da da. My demisexual ass was in the back, like,
and
what am I supposed to be in?
my heartbroken ass was over here like,
Mhm.
he did just do me dirty. My heart is broken. It was easy. Listen, y'all, I'm a performer. I love to put my emotions out creatively. He hugged me, he turned me around and he was like, "Homegirl
I
got it."
remember. Mhm.
I was
I
like,
saw you from the back.
mhm.
Yeah, because again, I was in the back, so she was at the front, and you rightfully were in the front. And I remember I would see you doing the choreography from the back and everything. But yeah, I knew you were killing it. You would dance. I knew. Every time we had choreography, I knew that you were going to kill it. Like I'm like, come on, like you're a dancer. I'd be surprised. Honestly, what's funny? I think I'd mentioned this before. That me and my best friend at the time, after, because she would sit in on rehearsal, like even though she wasn't a women's chorale, but like she was also one of the favorites of like the director. She would sit on the pianos and watch us rehearse after school, and she would always be like, "Daniela does it so good. Like all the choreography he gives you, Daniela always does it so good." And we're like, "I know." And yeah, so it's really interesting how that worked out. Yeah, she used to say that. She used to be like, "Daniela does it so good." Like sometimes I look at other people and I'm like, "What are they doing?" But then I see it on Daniela and she does it so good. And he's like, "Yeah,
I
she
wonder if
does."
she's like, "Oh
So I
my god,
remember that.
then infiltrated Daniela and now they're best friends."
I honestly, I talked to her back in March, April, and I remember that when I kept talking about Daniela this, Daniela that, Daniela this, and she was like, "Wait, when you say Daniela, are you talking about dancer Daniela?" And I was like, "Yes, I totally realized that this must seem so weird to you." I was like, "Yes, it's dancer Daniela." Yeah, we talk about that, so it's really interesting. Yeah, I remember that she made that
Love
comment because she'd
that
sit in on
dancer
practice.
Daniela. This is such a birth
Hmm.
month post. Oh my god. Okay,
It
let me
is.
continue because we still got more tea. My friend Kay, also Pancho's friend, joked about how I should dedicate this song to Pancho. Most definitely. Why do I talk like that? Okay. The next day, he came in with me and saw me do this. So he came into practice. Like again, not my boyfriend anymore, but like still very much attached to me.
So
Anyhow,
bold of you to be like, "Come watch me do the
girl,
song."
listen. I had no clue what petty was, but I've always been petty. I'm still petty. I feel so bad for anyone who's with me because I like, listen, I'm not like outwardly petty. I'm like this petty. Like I'm gonna sing it and dance it and feel all the feels, and you're gonna feel how upset I am and how upset I'm doing in front of everyone. But I'm never going to say, I'm never actually going to validate it. I'm never going to say that that's about someone. I'm never going to say that this is about you. I'm never going to put, no. I'm petty in the sense of like, I will put, you'll see like a heart wrenching performance. Yeah, it's probably about someone, but sometimes it's not. So you'll never know. Cause sometimes I just really feel in the song and sometimes you fucking pissed me off. And so what am I going to do? I'm gonna go perform it and post it somewhere. I'm so
I love that. No, the
yeah,
fact
the
that you're
amount of
bold and we're like,
patience.
come watch this for knowing.
Yeah. Okay. uh he came in and saw me do this. Over the weekend, open parentheses, a week ago, close parentheses, he told me he was sorry he hadn't been there for me lately and that he would do his best to be there for me now. Oh, by the way, my birthday was the best. BCLNL, my brother and I. Sorry, I'm just doing initials for people's names. It just sounds like the
The
alphabet.
whole alphabet.
It's like
The
alphabet
whole
soup over here.
alphabet came.
Okay. And I went to the pier in San Francisco. We had lunch at In and Out. And these days, I think the In and Out in Pinole hadn't been made yet. And so, like, In and Out was like you had to go pretty far to get In and Out. Or In and Out had just been made. In and Out was definitely our junior or senior year, but it was always a venture to get
Was
in.
it really?
Yeah, it was in high school.
I
It had
never
just been.
noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, I did because when it came out, I was like, I want to go because I had just started going to In and Out in the pier. Okay, so
Mm.
we had lunch at In and Out, took pictures at the beach, and had delicious ice cream at Ghirardelli. And finally, donuts. I love donuts, as you can tell from my thing. Um, I kept my promise, and Bancho texted me happy birthday. On Sunday, 5 days ago, Bancho's parents and little sister went to Mexico since it's President's Week, and we didn't have school. Bancho and his big brother are home alone for 2 weeks. On Tuesday, he came with me and Z and L to San Francisco. We went shopping. He bought me a book. Oh, he bought me that book? It's one of my favorite books. He bought me a
Hmm.
book, open parentheses, The Lost Saint. It's a series about like werewolves and vampires. I really, really like it. Um,
Mhm.
and I bought him lunch because listen, Daniela was always talk about equality. Like, you don't just buy me shit, I do too. Anywho, let's get back to it. Um,
Mhm.
da-da-da-da-da-da. Bought him lunch. While we waited for the bus, he put his arm around me because I was cold, and it remained there all day. It was fun. We were all silly. Welcome to Bananas. Would you like your milkshake shaken or stirred? Which it's a restaurant that L and N will open up. So like the backstory on this is we were in San Francisco and there used to be a Hooters along the pier, and the whole thing with Hooters is like women are wearing skimpy outfits and like it's the boobs thing. So we were like, we're gonna make our
Big
own
old
restaurant.
bitties.
Yeah, to go biddies, and we're gonna make our own, and it's gonna be about dick. It's called Bananas, and the waiters, they're gonna wear loincloths. That's gonna be their outfit. And when they take your order, they're gonna come to you and they're gonna be like, "Would you like your milkshake shaken?" And then they're gonna wind their hips or go, "Or stir." So listen, you want to objectify us? Dope. We gonna objectify you too. It's equality here. We're getting objectified. It's your turn to get objectified. That's how we
Oh my
live.
god.
Some people may not like that, but you know what? Fight me. Fight me. Listen, I got black.
Consensually objectified.
Yes, 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 yes. I
Mhm.
don't actually objectify people. Let's back to the story. Back to the story. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. After after donas and calamari, we took the bus to BART. And on the bus, Pancho sat with me, one arm around me while the other held my hand. We were both looking down at our hands. I really wanted to kiss him. We hadn't in a little over 2 weeks, but I wasn't about to make the first move. Next thing I know, he kissed me. Then we were making out. Wow, your lips taste really good. Did you put something on them? Pancho said, after a minute of making out. I almost forgot about this. Yeah, I was in the bathroom and I put some lip gloss on. I pulled out of my satchel and showed him. I want to show y'all the drawing I did. I don't know how to.
You okay?
Yes, but it's a picture. That's as much as you're gonna see because I don't know if I'm sorry. There's too much. Their name is way too much on there. But it was those Shine Sensational. Maybe it's Maybelline lip glosses that all had different flavors. This one was the Treat Me Sweet. It was like a pink gloss, but it was clearish with a pink tint.
Mhm.
and it tasted good. And after he said that, I would like only buy those kind of glosses. So then that way, whenever you kiss me, it tasted really great. No, I don't do that anymore. But like low key, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. But I'm like, but that's for 17-year-old Daniela. Now we have our own tricks. And it says his
I wear
favorite.
my lip plumper.
Oh yeah. No! Okay,
Oh
so
my God.
Okay. You know, can I talk about my significance to the lip plumper?
Yes, you can. Yes, yes. I mean,
My
like, yeah,
significance.
I think so.
My
I think we're
significance.
in the
Okay.
same.
Because Daniela's TMI, so she don't give a fuck. I'm going to talk about my significance to the lip plumper and why I was dying at her saying that. So 17-year-old Daniela, her trick was I'll wear some lip gloss that like tastes good, right? And then as
Mhm.
a grown woman in her hoe phase, you know, like if you wear lip plumper, you know that if any of my family relatives are on here, I just apologies in advance. But you know that it tingles to go on. It tingles a
Mhm.
lot and it almost feels like it burns, right? And so
Mhm.
we were talking once and I was like, I wonder if like I wear a lip plumper and then and then suck some dick if it would burn. And so I used to always joke that I'll do like a trial run and see. I won't confirm or deny if I did a trial run. But
The idea was funny.
the idea
Yes.
was funny as
See,
shit. Who was gonna do the
I
test
think that
dummy?
was the test dummy for the lip plumper. But yes, the lip plumpers that burn. Yes, I'd be
Yeah.
wearing that. So that
Okay.
way, it burns
So
and kiss me.
back to the story. We made out on Bart and and very little in N's car. Before all of this, I was very confused. I wasn't sure if he really loved me because he wasn't acting like he loved me. He had been so distant. I needed reassurance from him that he still loved me and that he will forever. But I couldn't tell, but I couldn't tell him this. Tuesday was my reassurance. You don't love me anymore? I texted him later that night. I was a little insecure. I was afraid that he was only acting the way he did because he was caught up in the moment. What? Of course I do. Why would you say that? He responded. He loves me, smiley face. But that insecurity, like it was there and it was only reinforced by that malicious friend who just fed me. He doesn't love you. He loved that other girl. And it was honestly just her projections, to be honest. Because he did love
I
me.
think so too, because that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be with someone for 3 years and not love them.
Yes.
Like, not
Or
saying
the
your
love
situation, but
can
I mean
die.
his ex.
Yeah. And the love can also die. And there's no
Yeah.
room for new love. Anywho,
Mhm.
Thursday, yesterday, B and I picked him up for a movie at Mikasa. It was B, my friend, my bro, and Bancho and I. Oh, and Frank and Marco, my brothers. We all watched the
Mhm.
other guys. I brought them blankets because the family room can get cold. Bancho held me in his arms the whole movie. I can't believe I fucking did this in front of my brothers at my house. We're over
Mhm.
here fucking cuddling on the couch. Ay, Daniela.
Ah!
Ay, Daniela. Now you wonder why your brothers are just they don't like anybody, any guys or whatever that I like since then. They don't like any of them. Anywho, um,
Aw.
Bancho held me in his arms the whole movie. I swear I could fall asleep in his arms. I almost did. Then we went to find cables to jumpstart B's car in the tool shed. Everyone but Bancho and I went to help B. We stayed in the tool shed. It was raining and we were making out. At one point, we just looked into each other's eyes and I love you, he said. He said it in person after over 2 weeks. I love you too. Then we all played basketball in the rain, went to my brother's room and played Ninja and 10 Fingers. Everyone left, and I later gave Bancho a ride home. Kissing in the rain goodbye. I love him so very mucho. He is the loser of my life and love. That's what I used to call him. I used to call him my loser with a Z. I love him, mistakes and all. Tomorrow I'm going prom dress shopping. Hella juiced. Love, Daniela. P.S. Pancho, my loser, that I love now and forever. Always and forever. And I had written it first and then I scribbled it out and wrote ugly with an air because I didn't like the way I wrote it. So then I wrote it again because it looked prettier the second time. But yeah, this Pancho guy, I to this day, like I love love, right? And I'm an
Hmm.
emotional gal and I'm very like when I meet someone that I want to take my time to, I commit and I really give my all. And sometimes people who did not deserve it and never really fully had my love got it. But this guy was my first love. I was in love with him. Now, 10 years later, I can affirm that I loved him very, 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 very much. And I've only actually loved. Ooh, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say that actually. Well, no, I've
Hmm.
only loved uh yeah the loved something 3 people in my life.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about the other stuff, but
Yeah, of
yeah, and
course
he
not. But
was
like,
he was my first love, and our relationship was actually besides that break, which I won't talk about what was going on with that because that's like very
hmm.
personal stuff. But yeah, Daniela was in love 10 years ago. And it's funny because you and I were just talking about how there's this like TikTok because there's this song that came out by Olivia Rodrigo called
Hmm.
Driver's License. And then she
You
goes,
love that
I
song.
love that song because she goes, "You said forever, now I drive alone past your street." And I'm just like, yo, that song's a vibe. That song reminds me of 17-year-old Daniela that got dumped and was crying on the wall. Girl, Daniela was crying. Daniela was sad. Daniela's heart
Hmm.
was broken because also I should say that this guy who was my boyfriend, when I was a freshman in high school, I had one of those moments where I was walking in the hallway and I
Hmm.
saw him walk by and I was like, I had a crush on him. I there was an immediate connection from the first moment I laid my eyes on him. I fell in love so fast because there was already something there. All of like freshman, sophomore year, I would see him and I would always just be like, and people would be like, Daniela, Daniela. And so when my junior year, when I finally saw him with a good friend of mine, I was like, now's my chance. There was never any way for me to intersect because he wasn't in any of my classes. And I always really wanted to talk to him, but I was just like, he was like that, like you always see in like the movies that the girl, there's this guy and she like really, really likes him and all that stuff. But like, he was that guy for me. He was that guy. I ended up falling in love and dating. My high school sweetheart was the guy that I had a crush on my freshman year. He was a year older than me, and once I saw it, I made my move. I made it happen. Yeah, no, but he was actually a really good guy. Shit did get messy afterwards, but whatever. It didn't. The relationship itself was really really sweet, really really great. I loved him very much, and we were kids. We were kids. Yeah, I thought I was gonna marry this guy to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
it happens, And like I said, like I can't affirm that I did not have a high school sweetheart. And but I can affirm that you are somebody who loves love. That is I don't know what they call it. There's a word for that. People who love
Hopeless
love, and I
romantic.
definitely can see that. Yes, yes, yes. That's I don't know that, but I definitely think you are. Even the way that you write, how happy love makes you, and I can totally see that you are somebody who loves love and loves intensely, and you feel your bad moments intensely too. You literally wrote on the in the diary entry, you're like, I fell against the wall crying and cried my eyes out, my heart. You very much are like that, and I think that's like actually a great quality. You feel all of the emotions intensely, and nobody ever has to guess what you're thinking.
No,
So,
I'm very outward, very intense. I wear my heart on my sleeves. It's very rare that you won't know how I'm doing or whatever.
mhm.
I think if you're close to me because I don't hold back. I do not hold back. If
Yeah.
I feel something for someone, I'm not one to keep it quiet, you know? I can only keep it quiet
Yeah.
for so long until I'm like, listen, I have this overwhelming feel of attraction towards you, or like, or love, or whatever it is, and I need you to know. I need you to know. And yeah, I think, like, you know, I've definitely unfortunately had moments where I've like loved the idea of someone, or it was more that I didn't want to be alone. But you know, when I got divorced, I realized that I was aware of it. I became aware of it, and definitely not that person anymore that could, you know, fall in love with the idea of person, because I also don't. I learned after my divorce that I don't need love from someone to be happy, and that the love from someone is not going to heal me, because only I can heal me, and the love that I have for myself is greater than anything else. And so now
Yeah.
the way that I look at love and romance is, I don't need you in my life. Do not, just very true, I do not need you in my life. I want you in my life.
Hmm.
And um I want to be in a relationship where they add to my life, where they aren't necessarily the central point of my life, but also not the central point of my life. Like someone who um it's like we have our own endeavors, but we come together and we make each other happy, and we build off of each other. We support one another, um, and communicate. And for me, that's important. I want someone who, I'm not like I'm expecting, like, you know, daisies and roses and happy times. That's not realistic either.
Yeah.
It's
It
not
isn't.
realistic, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about all of that. And love is not something I take lightly anymore. It's not that I ever took it lightly, but I really,
Never did.
really, really, really don't throw that word around without lots of thought. And I feeling the feeling of love for me is something very, I think, can be something very magical, especially as someone who has been married and divorced. It's almost more, I would say that feeling love is far more significant now than it ever was,
Hmm.
because you know, I've already been through the heartache of a divorce. I walked away from someone who I thought was the love of my life, who I built a career with, who I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have children with, who I wanted to grow, who I really thought I was going to grow old with. And then I realized all of these things about myself, and I realized that that's not true. And that I finally took the blindfold off and saw them for who they were, and saw myself, and saw that they didn't fit in my life, and saw that they weren't contributing to my life. Um, and now I see it so much more different. I see it through the lens of, they're not necessary, they're wanted, they're desired. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way. Like, you know how you talk about balance and everything in your life? That is a very balanced way of looking at love as well, where they aren't neither nor. They're not insignificant, but they're also not the highest points of significant in your life, you know? And I think that's a great way of looking at it, where
Mhm.
sometimes if you tip the scales, you know, Libra and scales, like it's like, you know, like if you tip the scales too much, it's bad either way, you know? If you don't
Yeah.
want to have them down here and you don't care about them, that's messed up, but you also don't want to have them up here either, because like it's, you know, it could also be detrimental to you. And I totally, like, you know, that's it. Love is a really hard thing to navigate. I can't, you know, I can't imagine what that's like, because, you know, as someone who's demisexual, it's a different experience for me. And love in general is different, and I've, you know, haven't I didn't have experience of falling in love in high school at all. I got my little heartbreak things that I have here and there in my little journal, that are just like, you know, my little crushes that I thought I had and everything. The idea of someone, that definitely is something that I can relate to, is that I had a lot of ideas about people, but didn't really know them that well to actually feel any emotion towards them. And it is very difficult. Yeah, it must be hard to actually have had intense emotions for someone and have to navigate through that, and also find self-love for yourself, and also go through the ups and downs. That I realize it when you talk about it, or when you read your diary entries. I'm like, oh my God, like I think majority of people can relate to that. Because like I said, not majority of people are demisexual, but like I will say the majority of people can relate. And I think to myself, oh my god, y'all really got your hearts broken at 17, at 16. That makes me so sad. That's so hard. And like, and then you all had to learn how to love in your 20s and early 20s, and then learn how to love again. That's so difficult. That's
Yeah,
really difficult.
love is this beautiful thing that teaches you so much. It teaches you
Mm-hmm.
so much because I was thinking about it. You said you learned you fell in love. You got your heart broken at 17. It's like I think about that, and sometimes I wonder to some of those heartbreaks that I've had or moments of heartbreak that I've had. I'm like, was that heartbreak? Did I really love them? And I can say to that person, I did really love them. I did really love them, and that did really hurt me that one time. And then when I think of like, some other people that I've dated that I thought I loved, I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't feel the same. Like for me, I can say that the people that I can say that I've loved are people that I actually thought I was going to have a life with. There are people that I've said that I loved that I did love, but I don't think I was like in love with them. I think I loved them like I could love a friend and whatever,
Uh-huh.
but I wasn't in love with them because I always knew that I never wanted to have a life with them. I always knew that we wouldn't work out long term, that having children with them would be a mess, like that they weren't the right fit for that. But there are a few people that I actually was like, yeah, I could totally see myself having a family with them. And for me, that's how I know if it's like, if I want to grow old with them, if I think our personalities can make it long term. And for me, that person was that. And two other people were that.
Yeah, and
But
I said like it's very, and it is very, like you said, it's hard to navigate that. In my experience, I only ever fell in love until I was an adult, and I can't imagine what it must be like to navigate love when you're essentially a child still, as
you
you're a
have a lot to,
teenager.
I
Child.
think, I think
You
the
got a lot
beautiful
to learn.
I think the
Yeah.
beautiful thing about it is like what my mom said to my ex-husband when I was going to get married
Mm-hmm.
was you have to have a lot of patience with her. Because I got engaged at 21, married at 22,
Mm-hmm.
too young. But she told him you have to have a lot of patience with her because she's very young. She still has a lot of growing to do. She's still going to learn a lot about herself. Boy, mama was right. I always think about that stuff whenever I realize that it's true. There was a lot that I didn't know about myself yet
Mm-hmm.
and that I do know now, and I still think I have a lot to learn, but I'm in a place now where I love myself and I know myself and I know my boundaries and I know what I can put up with and what I can't put up with. It's a different experience to love with this grown mindset. It's beautiful, it's liberating. It feels like you have control of yourself, your life, your emotions. It's really nice. But also like with love, the heart does what the heart wants, You can't tell the heart no. When the heart wants it, the heart wants it. And then it's just a matter of figuring out if it's really going to work, if it's really something that you can allow yourself to dive deep into. And when you do find someone that you feel that way, oh God, hold on to them and never fucking let them go. Don't. As long as they're good for you and they're good to you, don't let them go because it is a beautiful feeling. I'm not going to sit here and be like,
It
fuck,
is, I imagine,
fuck
yeah, it's
guys,
beautiful.
fuck love, fuck
But
this. No. I do love the liberties of being, that came from, divorce and all that stuff. But love is beautiful when you can find someone who really makes you want to be a better you and makes you always want to put out your best self and makes you and encourages you to be your best self and encourages you to be yourself. Oh man, because not everybody will.
mm-hmm.
But I think
It's
we're
very
wrapping up.
beautiful, and
No,
I would say I think so too. I said this is a great topic for Daniela's Delights. It's very fitting because you love love.
I do
So
love
it's
love.
very fitting that we end on this one. All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap. Looks like we finished up. Honestly, what a perfect way to end Daniela's Delights. It is amazing that you picked a loved one because you love love. But yes, guys, thank you for tuning in. Like she mentioned, this is going to be a reoccurring series. So definitely keep an eye out when we come out with more of these because we got a lot of diary entries to go through. So I'm super excited for that in the future. But yes, guys, thank you so much. Oh yes, I just this has lip gloss on it, and I just felt it stick to my chin, and I was like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna keep my chin down so that y'all can't see what I stained myself with. But how are you doing on your chai? Did you
She's
all done?
done.
All right, then we're gonna do a little virtual clink. I finished mine
Clink.
too. My cup is so cold. Clink. My cup is so cold because it's just been sitting here. Honestly, I finished it like halfway through. But all right, guys, thank you for coming for the chai and staying for the chisme.
Yeah.
Be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel, Spotify, Anchor, whatever other listening platform thing that we're on.
Yes, yes. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you guys get notified every time we post on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Thursdays at 10 a.m. Happy early birthday to me because you're going to hear me say that a lot, y'all. But yeah, and then if you're listening to us on Anchor, one of our listening platforms, and there is a way to rate us, make sure that you guys leave a rating. Thank you guys so much. Also, make sure to check out our Instagram links for our personal accounts and WAF's account. We're really excited about the stuff that we've been posting out this week and that we're going to continue to post. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that, like she said, the chais are done, and so is this cheese, man. Ciao.
Salud.
Bye.
Bye.